Welcome to the channel. My name is Charles, and this is episode 1 of the Never Weaken MiniCast. So I'm going to talk about random topics inside of the fitness, CrossFit, weightlifting space. Try to keep them under 10 minutes so that way it's easy to listen to. This week's episode is titled What Every New CrossFitter Should Know. This is going to be aimed toward people who maybe have never even stepped inside of a CrossFit gym, or even people who are maybe a year or two in. I would still consider that new to CrossFit. You know, CrossFit has a totally unique vibe, community, rhythm. Heck, we even have our own language, right? So it can be kind of confusing and intimidating to beginners to step inside of a CrossFit gym for the first time. But I really want to share what I wish somebody told me before I stepped into a CrossFit gym, or what I wish somebody told me as I was gaining experience inside of CrossFit, maybe my first year or so. Hopefully it will save a lot of confusion, frustration, and even injury. The first thing I want to talk about is everybody was a beginner at one point. The jacked dude that's doing muscle ups or the jacked woman that is snatching body weight, everybody started by walking through the doors for the first time. They didn't know what an AMRAP was. They probably got confused on their snatch width grip compared to their clean width grip. They maybe got confused every time the coach said, all right, we're doing power cleans today, and they're looking around confused because they're not sure what that is. Everyone started off confused, so if you feel confused, trust me, you're not the only one. Everybody at one point or another has been there, and honestly, it's a great place to be, right? It's a great place to learn and grow your foundation. The second thing I want to go over is it's your job to keep showing up, and that's it. In the beginning, your biggest win isn't hitting a PR. It's showing up to the gym on a consistent basis, week after week after week for months and years. The athletes who make the biggest and best long-term progressions are the ones that show up consistently 3 to 5 days a week. The third thing I want to talk about is possibly the most important thing I'll talk about here, and that is scaling is not failing. A lot of people are embarrassed to scale, and to be 100% honest, most people need to be scaling a workout. There are very few athletes inside of an average CrossFit gym that should be doing every workout RX. If we're not hitting that intended stimulus for the workout, then that's failing. I've had several athletes over the years be super hard-headed about this and don't scale, and a year, 2 years down the road, they're still frustrated and mad because they're in the same spot that they were a year or 2 years ago, when if they would have just scaled the workout appropriate, hit the intended stimulus, they would have been much better off today than where they were 1 or 2 years ago. But people's ego does not allow them to scale. And it's something that you have to check before you walk through the doors, that you're going to put your ego aside for the short term. That way, in the long term, you're going to be set up for an even better experience. Fourth thing here is something that a lot of people don't do, and that's celebrating small wins. So a small win could be anything from hitting 10 wall balls unbroken to getting your first pull up to maybe even squatting below parallel for the first time, right? Celebrating those small wins will help build consistency and build momentum for the future. You don't need a massive PR to celebrate. Those small wins probably mean more in the long run than the big wins do anyway. And the last thing I'll go over here is that your progress is yours alone and nobody else's. So many people, especially in the day of social media, want to compare their progress to somebody else when y'all don't have the same work schedule. You may have kids. The other person may have no kids, no stress, can recover, 2 hours a day. They can get 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night. They have a stress-free job. They, heck, maybe on PEDs. So comparing yourself to somebody else's fitness journey is probably the worst thing you can do. And I'm guilty of it myself. And you just got to put blinders on and know if you show up consistently, day in, day out, week in, week out, month to month, year to year, that you're going to get better as long as you put the ego aside, you have a great coach, a great community, you're going to get better. There's no way around it. If your diet's good, you're recovering all right, like you're going to get better. So don't focus on somebody else's progression. Just put the blinders on and focus on yourself. So if you're new to CrossFit, here's what I want you to walk away with. You belong inside of a CrossFit gym. Your timeline is perfect no matter what shape you're in. You can start CrossFit. You can walk through the doors. I promise you, walking in through the doors is the hardest part about CrossFit. And the last thing is you don't need to be perfect. You just have to be present. Every single person inside of your class is rooting for you, whether or not they say it out loud. You're a part of something bigger than just yourself. I promise you, in a year from now, if you walk through the doors, you're going to be standing there and somebody new is going to be walking through the doors and you're going to understand what that person is going through. And you're probably going to be the first person to walk over there, introduce yourself, and help them out. So keep showing up, keep moving with intention, keep celebrating the small wins, and I promise you, you're doing better than you think. All right, guys, this is going to wrap the first mini cast up. If you enjoyed this mini cast, please be sure to like this video, subscribe for more, leave me a comment on maybe a topic you want me to cover, and don't forget, never weaken.